How are you? It's good to have everyone. Hello, everyone who's watching on the recording later on. It's great to have you. I'll certainly be asking you some questions along with everyone who's watching live. We'll run through a couple of hands, and then we'll play the usual day-long tournament and see how we get on. Last week we did all right. We've got 65%, 64%, if I remember correctly. And there's a very good 6 diamonds that everyone told me to bid, so I only follow your lead. Okay, let's switch over. That's that. There we go. Okay. Let me know if you can all see BBO. If it's too small, or let me know. Let's close that. Okay. All fine? Great. Okay, so this was a hand that Noel sent in. So, quite an auction that started. South opened a normal spade, and we hold the West hand. How many points have we got? It's a lot of points. It's a lot to unpack in this auction, so we'll go step by step. Yeah. I think we've got 18. Is that 18 points? It looks like 18 to me. So, yes, we've got a lot of points, and we want to make an action. So, we started with a takeout double. Seems fairly normal. We've got support for the other 3 suits. Yeah, if partner bids hearts, diamonds, or clubs, we're going to be fairly happy. North passed. Oh, let's get that way. North passed because they didn't think they could improve the contract here. Maybe they didn't want to bid 2 clubs or 2 diamonds, but you know the robot is not always very helpful. East chose to bid 2 hearts. It's its longest suit. It's forced to bid, pretty much. Yeah. So the opponent after your partner makes a takeout double, you're almost forced to bid. The only time you're allowed to pass is when you're looking at lots and lots of spades and you want to pass for penalties. Yeah. So anyway, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah. So South rebids their spades because they really like their spades. They've got 6 good ones. And Noel got an 18 count, lots of what we call hard values or pointed values. Yeah. Aces and kings are really good in trump contracts. Jacks not worth as much proportionally to an ace. So using the normal high card points, an ace is 4 and a jack is 1. But is the jack of clubs really worth a point? As we can see on this hand, probably not. But aces and kings are very, very good. Ace of spades, great card. Ace king queen of hearts, again, great hand. Ace of diamonds, great card. So bidding 4 hearts seems fine. North decided to then bid 4 spades. A wild robot. I don't claim to understand them. I think, India's got her series of how to understand the robots. Maybe I need to come and have a watch. So that goes pass, and now Noel tried to penalty double them. But the robot wasn't having any of it. The robot decided that Noelle doesn't know what she's doing, and then continued the auction. I think in practice, most people will pass. The robot decided to bid Blackwood in hearts. So let's see. Noelle showed 18 plus points with 4 hearts. She has sort of bid her hand. East could have 0. So by raising to game, you've shown a really strong hand. North bid 4 spades. On this hand, it's right as a penalty double, but because you've got ace of spades, only one of your hearts is winning a trick. But if you can find the right lead, ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, heart to the ace, diamond ruff, spade to the ace. You know, we're actually gonna beat it by a few, but East isn't to know that. So once you've bid 4 spades, East is in a pretty good position to judge. They know their partner's got a good hand with some heart supports, sort of, as we say, a hard 18 or 19 probably, maybe a little more. But the robot thinks that when you double with the West hand, that's showing more high card points, so 24 plus. That's maybe why it decided to try in a bit of slam. I'm still a bit skeptical. And then I think the auction got away from us a little because Noelle decided to try and bid 5 hearts and to play, and partner responded to Blackwood. East didn't jump, was forced to bid. I think they'd have invited with 3 hearts. You mean over the double? East, okay. So an invitation might be all right. It might work out well. Depends on your style of doubling. If you could double on a hand that had the hand shape of 4 spades, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, and a doubleton club. No, sorry, no, we're doubling a spade. 2 spades, 4 hearts, 3 diamonds, and 4 clubs. Like, if your double doesn't guarantee 4 hearts, then maybe not. Okay, over the 2 spades, you'd have invited with 3 hearts. So if you bid 3 hearts on the West hand, and the auction goes 3 spades, pass, what are we going to feel? Are we going to feel sad about passing out 3 spades? The general rule of bidding is that if we're going to reach 4 hearts here and want to avoid any competition, we should bid it straight away. I would only normally bid 3 hearts if I was willing to not play in 4, basically. So I would be, I think 3 hearts, maybe a little underbid. But, you know, so it'll work some of the time. Okay, let's go play the day-long tournament now. Start working through some hands. So, always got to go into the competitive section. If you want to play the tournament I'm playing, the easiest way to find it is the free tournaments. And then the free day-long tournament is always one of the top 2. So let's have a go at this and see how we get on. Okay. Change that back to news. Okay, so this week we're going to be looking at whether we should play in-game or not. And very often we'll decide this, and then that'll shape how we go about the auction. Yeah, so when we pick up this hand, partner has opened the bidding, we've got 14 points, we must get to game. Yeah. All too often I see auctions where someone passes unexpectedly, or we think our bid is forcing, but our partner doesn't. Yeah, so having a good idea of what bids are forcing and what bids aren't is very helpful. As you can see from the robot here, if you're playing the American style with 5-card mage, well, the robot's playing 5-card mages and a strong no trump, and 2/1 is game forcing. So here we're bidding a 2-level bid over a 1-level bid. Well, it's forcing to 3 no trump, it says here. So most people call it forcing to game, but I might have to be a bit careful if the opponent, or if I bid 4 minor over 3 no trump, the robot might drop it and pass it out. Okay, so we've set a game force. Opener shows 5 or more hearts and an opening hand. This will usually be 6, but they could be 4 spades, 5 hearts, and a minimum hand. Certainly playing... Interesting. Well, yes. If everyone played... I think there's a few tournaments. You should have the same one. I don't know. Okay. So, yes. Opener could have 4 spades, 5 hearts, and choose to rebid 2 hearts. 2 spades would normally show extras. So we can just agree hearts, sit back and wait. Let partner tell us what to do. If they want to Q-bid, they can Q-bid. They've told us they don't want to go anywhere. We've certainly not got... We've got aces and kings, but we've got no shape at all. We're as flat as a pancake. So I think I'm going to trust the robot's judgment, maybe to my detriment. Yeah, as we can see here, it's great. We've got 3 spade tricks, 2 diamond tricks, but we've got what looks like 2 unavoidable club losers and potential heart loser. So what's our plan on this hand? Yeah, the spade suit and the diamond suit will play itself. The club suit will probably also play itself. The only real question in this hand is how we're going to play the heart suit. Yeah, we might choose to take the finesse and hearts. Maybe cash the ace, cross over to the north hand, and lead the jack of hearts. See what happens. Yeah, we're certainly going to start on hearts, Caroline. It's just how we tackle hearts in practice. So, typically if we're going to finesse, we want to be able to cash like the ace or the king before taking the finesse, just in case there's a singleton queen offside. So, in this case, I want to win in this hand over here. Cash the ace of hearts. And then if I want to cash the king, I can, or I can cross and take a finesse. From dummy first. Oh, well, we do like to lead up to honours. So, for me, I'm going to win the ace. It would be really sad if we led the jack of hearts, for example. It went small, small, the queen won. It was a singleton. So we're going to cash the ace, just in case. Then we're going to cross over to the dummy. We'll do in a diamond, so to try and avoid any spade ruff if possible. Now, here's the question. It looks like I want to finesse. So I would lead the jack of hearts and see what happens. That fetched the queen. Great. Perfect. Now we can draw all trumps. We started with 8. The opponents have followed twice. So there's only 1 remaining. There we go. That went rather well. I can't really see any way to get rid of 2 club losers here. Do we like our squeezes, or should we just claim? We could try and... don't know. We'll see. We'll have a bit of fun. We'll play it pretty briskly. We're going to cash all of our winners. Okay. So that club's gone. So we're going to throw away all of our clubs from this hand. Diamond's gone. This is a stretch, certainly. Ace of clubs. Now, have all of the clubs gone? That's the real question. Let's have a look. I don't think it matters. I certainly could be wrong. Oh, look, that went very well. Surprisingly well. I didn't think that was going to work, I must admit. So generally with squeeze play, squeezes are quite hard. I might certainly... There are lots of books I could recommend. Very often you'll cash all of your winners and you need to have what we call a menace in each hand. So on the last board, if we go to history, I can go back. Okay, so we can see this board. Let's rattle through the card play, if it will let me. Okay, we took a heart finesse, played a heart to the 10. We ducked a club, because we always had to lose at least one club. So here now, we cashed all of our hearts, and we wanted to get down to an ending that looks something. Let's make that a little bigger. Something like this. Ignoring the east-west cards. You want an ending where North has got what could be a winning club and transport to the other hand where the second diamond in the south hand could also be a winner. And generally, squeezes operate by forcing someone to unguard one of the suits. Here, I think the robots got a little confused, so we're not going to complain. If the robots get confused, we'll make use of their mistakes. Okay, so after a spade opening, everyone should be opening a spade on this hand. 2-no trump, showing 5-5 in the minors. Okay, so they're very unlikely. They've only got 3 cards in the majors at most with these sorts of bids. Yeah, so spades probably can't be 4-0 with West. Do I want to continue the auction? That's a good question. We've reached game. Partner made a preemptive raise. There are other ways partner could have been a bit stronger. So they've got at most 9 high card points. Yeah, looks like we've got, what's that? 13, 14. Looks like we've got 17. So maybe not too much more than game. Okay, so wow, here we go. Might have undercooked this a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So we've got to play spades the best we can. We'll take the first club. We want to get to dummy, but not risk getting trumped in hearts, because West might not have any hearts. What we do know they have is diamonds. So we'll trump a diamond to dummy. And then we'll play a spade up. If East hadn't made or played such a revealing card, then we might be in better shape. If they'd have played low, would we have stuck the 10 in? They did start with ace, queen, 9. Okay. So West doesn't have any spades. So we know the rest, at most they've got 3 hearts. Yeah? Because they've got no spades and they're 5-5 in the minors at least. So we think their shape is something like 0-3-5-5. So it means, hopefully, we can play a heart to the dummy and it doesn't get ruffed. And then we play a spade. And we know to finesse now because West had already shown out. Yeah, we'll cash the king to fell the queen. And as if by magic, it wasn't magic. I'm not really sure where the robot stuck in the ace there from ace queen 9. If the robot had played small, we would have probably had a bit more of an interesting hand. Okay, let's wrap this hand up. And then we can have a look. Yeah, the robot with ace queen 9 playing the ace really helped it matters. Well, West only had 2 hearts here, so they were 0-2-5-6. Yeah. When you're playing bridge, got to remember that the opponents will use the information you show your partner as much as your partner does. Yeah. Certainly I do. When my opponents bid a lot, they bid a preempt, show lots of cards in one suit. If they open 3 spades, for example, telling me they've got 7 spades, if I end up playing the contract, I've got a good idea that they're very long in spades, so they'll probably be shorter in the other suits. Yeah? On to the next one. We've got a lovely 11 count here. Do we think this is an opening bid, or do we just want to pass and wait to see what we're doing? Some people always need 12 points to open. Some people will open on anything, really. Yeah, I was expecting your answer, Babs. You open on open on a lot of hands from what you've told me. So if we open a club and partner bids a heart, which wouldn't be that surprising, what are we going to rebid? What's our second bid going to be? Oh, we want to rebid 1 no trump. I'm a bit worried about doing that. I know the Americans certainly love to bid a no trump on these hands with a singleton. Live on the dark side, do we? For me, it's a bit of a personal preference. Some people want their no trump rebid to show a balanced hand. So one of the hands that you might open a weak no trump on. Or the same hand shape that you'd open a strong no trump on. Others just think a no trump denies a fit, and we've got all the suits covered. It shows certainly in standard American the 11 to 14 sort of hand. For me, I don't know. They say it's a bidder's game, but this is a pretty horrible 11. I'm going to pass, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, the opponents have got big fits in the majors, and we've got a big diamond fit. So we'll see how it goes. If we make it bigger for a second, we can probably estimate what's going to happen on the board. In 3 diamonds, we've got a spade loser, a heart loser, 2 club losers. So we might make 3 diamonds. If they play in 3 spades, let's say, well, double dummy, they've got a heart loser, 2 diamond losers, and 2 spade losers. So maybe we will have a bad board for that. See, Babs can say, "I told you so." She was... Yeah. It's an interesting point to make. Caroline, you'd open on 11 because of the singleton. Well, that is true. One of the points is the singleton is a jack, so that might be wasted. Yeah. This is one that, if you play this sort of style where you could open a diamond then rebid clubs, Sometimes you'll end up playing in a diamond part score in a 4-2 fit, perhaps, But if we open a diamond and rebid 2 clubs and our partner's 2-2 in diamonds and clubs, they may show preference to diamonds, and we might play in a 4-2 fit instead of a 5-2 fit. It's possible. So, I mean, we're getting to a stage now where nothing's really risk-free. There are upsides and downsides to almost every action. Okay, let's crack on with the next one. A spade, pass, and no trump. Okay. We've got a really good hand here. 5, 10. Looks like we've got 18 points. We don't really have a long suit to bid. So, interesting position. A spade, pass, and no trump. It's very common for people to play this double as takeout. Takeout of spades. Yeah. While it'd be nice to have a value showing double, like when you double a no trump, in practice, that hand doesn't come up very often. West has shown 11 or more high card points, and East has made a forcing one no trump bid, 6+. So takeout actually comes up a lot more than the sort of 16, 18 balanced hand that you might want to start penalty doubling on. So we're going to make a takeout double. Partner bid 2 hearts. We sort of force partner's bid. Partner could have 0 points. So I'm going to be happy that we won the part score battle, hopefully, and try and make this. As we see, partner doesn't have very much. Yeah. So, how do we think the spade suit is distributed? Yeah. West has shown 5 or more. Yeah. East has got at most 2, maybe a singleton. So it might be a struggle to make. But we should probably take the ace, so we at least get our spade trick. And I'm going to return a spade. Create a void in one hand to potentially trump something later on. Okay. So I want to get over to dummy to try and rough something again. I don't like that East pitched a club. We'll try this. Okay. That went pretty well. We'll play a spade and trump that, because we know West can't trump us. Now, we'll hope the ace of diamonds stands up. Maybe we should have done this a little earlier, but it all works out. And now we can't help but come to one trick in hearts. Yeah, we've got to a point now where the ace and the king will be able to beat 2 of our cards. I'm a big fan of drawing trumps. After we've, when possible, yeah, we got up to enough tricks to make our contract. So, yeah, we can throw a diamond away. A heart comes back. It's the 13th club, I think, so we don't need that. Play a diamond up, and they'll have a heart to take at the end. But 2 hearts, not the end of the world. Yeah, we'd have liked to have had 4 hearts in an ideal world, but in practice... Oh, let's bring the hand back up. Down here. 4-3 fits are not the end of the world. And we'd love to have an 8-card fit, but you should get practice in playing in 7-card fits. Very often you want to trump things in the short hand. So I had 3 hearts in the south hand. I tried to trump some things there. The robots could have defended it a lot better. If they'd have started with hearts, cut down on all our ruffs, which we took quite a few, took 2 spade ruffs in the south hand and a club ruff in the north hand. So we made 3 tricks out of just trumping things. Still came to a natural heart trick after. So swings and roundabouts, really. But yes. Okay. So minus your opening with a club, it's better minor. Again, do we want to play in game? Yeah, we've got another 14 count, so I want to play in game. Yeah. Now, how do we do that is an interesting question. Lots of people play this inverted minor suit raise. So traditionally, when you open a major, a simple raise to 2 hearts will show 6 to 9 points. And a jump to 3 hearts will show 10 to 11 or 10 to 12 if we must have 25 high card points per game. In the minors, because it takes up a lot of room, and 5 minor is less attractive to play than 3 no trump, then we swap those, well, lots of people swap those 2 bids around. So 2 clubs shows 10 to 11, could be more, 10 plus. And the south hand, then 3 clubs will be the sort of simple raise of 6 to 9. It's a very useful convention, but is certainly a bit further down the line for, I think, a lot of you. Yeah, 2 no trump is a weak no trump. Instead, they've got stops in some of the suits. I'm not going to argue with partner. Our hand's a fairly balanced hand. It's a balanced hand shape anyway. So I want to bid 3 no trump, just telling partner, got enough to play in game, not too much more. Yeah, okay. Let's count some tricks, shall we? How many tricks have we got? I'll give you a moment or two. Okay. Differing opinions already. Very good. So, looks to me like we've got 4 spade tricks, the ace of hearts is 5, and 3 diamond tricks. So we're going to need one more, either going to be from clubs or from hearts. We do have to be a bit careful here. Entries are a bit of a problem. We need to unblock the spades to get our 4 spade tricks. We can't tangle our diamonds up. So it might be a little tricky. Yeah. I'm also a bit worried about them switching to hearts. It's very possible we might have 2, maybe even 3 heart losers. So playing the club suit in isolation, how I would want to play it is play east for the queen or the jack of clubs. So I would finesse east for the queen or the jack if I wanted to try and make 3 tricks in the suit. Here I only need 1 trick to make my contract, or 1 extra trick to make my contract. So different things are possible. Yeah. For example, we could play a club to the king and just finesse the ace. That would be a way of trying to make 1 trick in the suit. So I really want to unblock the spades. But I also maybe want entries. So it's tricky. I'm going to unblock the spades. We'll play a diamond to the jack. So this way we can manage our entries both ways here. We'll cash a spade to see if there's something breaks very badly. We can tell. And now I'm a bit worried about them, switching to hearts, messing up my contract. So here it might be wise to play 1 to the king. Obviously the ace can be offside and you might look very silly, but I'd play 1 to the king here. Doesn't always go super well, but wow. Interesting heart card. So if we lose another heart, we've got 2 top clubs to lose as well. So very often at this point, yeah, we've got 2 top clubs and a heart to lose. I think we have to hope that East doesn't have a heart to return and has got a top both clubs. I think it's our only way to make. At match points, it's difficult. Sometimes only going 1 off is a good result. We could cash dimes, only go 1 off, but we can probably always do that. This is not what we wanted to see, really. Okay, we'll play small. 9 of hearts, yeah. And we know they've only got 1 club left, so this is very cruel, isn't it? If we win the King of Diamonds, our heart's a winner, but we've got to lose a club. And if we overtake the diamond here, we can't get back to the 8 of hearts. So we've got 3 winners, but we don't have 3 winners. Very, very cruel. Very cruel. Yeah. We could have done better on the hand. Hearts are 3-3, so actually the right line is to play hearts immediately. But entries are a bit of an issue, so have to be careful. You got told the other evening that choosing your bridge partner is like marriage. You are with them till you die. Well, that's a bit... Thanks, Caroline. That's certainly not true. What I would, or my personal views on it, these do not reflect the views of LBO or anything. Yeah. Choosing a bridge partner is fine. You can see how you get on, have a couple of games. If it's not for you, you go and find something else. Go and find someone else. Or what you want to do is have similar goals. If your goal is to improve and get better, you want to have someone that has the similar sort of mindset. If you want to have a bridge partner that wants to have lots of drinking, for example, or wants to enjoy themselves a lot and not focus too much on the bridge, then you've got to have the same goals. The one thing I would say is be careful about playing with your significant other or your spouse. People say things at the bridge table that I don't think they would say to any other person, but they say mean things to their significant other sometimes. So I would be careful about that one. Okay. Let's crack on, shall we? We've got 3 more hands to get through, so let's get started. We've got a good hand here. Yeah, looks like we've got 20 points. We're not one of the balanced hand shapes. Thanks, Caroline. See you later. Yeah, we're not one of the balanced hand shapes, so Tino Trump, I wouldn't bid. Our hand's very suited to playing a trump contract, so I would actually open 1 spade. If our partner starts bidding constructively, or if they find a bid at all, we'll be in a pretty good position going forward. 1 spade, partner game force, they've got 13 or more points. So 2 hearts is fine. It just shows 5-4 and still could be up to 20 points. Oh, we've got a spade fit. Perfect. So we're going to start cubiting now. So this shows first or second round control. So here it will say the ace of clubs. I'm at the robot's whim here. So they've got a likely stop in diamonds. Okay. So 4 diamonds. If I bid 4 clubs, that would say I've got the ace and the king, cubiting it twice. 4 diamonds says I've got the ace of diamonds. I kind of just want to bid Blackwood. Let's just bid Blackwood. Partner's got 1 key card, so that's the 4 aces and the king of trumps. We've got the rest. So now the next step up that isn't the trump suit asks about the queen. So he doesn't have the queen of spades. So our trump suit may play for 1 loser. Yeah. So I don't think grand's going to be in the picture. I'm just going to settle for small slam and try our best. Let's have a look. Well, we've got lots of tricks here, which is good. It does look like our only issue is going to be the spade suit. Yeah. We also probably don't want to fall into a ruff. We don't want East-West to be able to score a club ruff, for example. So, which way should we play? Which way should we take this finesse? We can take it either way. We could play a spade to the 10, or we can play, a spade towards the 9. Which way do you guys want to? We don't necessarily have to ruff a heart. Yeah, we can throw away a heart on the 3rd round on the queen of clubs, and we can throw a heart away on the queen of diamonds. So actually, we've got enough tricks just to throw our cards away, our losers away. So it's actually, we don't have to worry about anything else in the hand. We've got enough tricks outside. We just have to focus on getting the spade suit right. Yeah, very often doing that sort of thing, figuring out that you've got enough discards, counting your tricks, 3 diamonds, 3 clubs, 2 hearts is 8. It means you do need 5 tricks. Well, for 6 spades, you only need 4 tricks, but we'd like to get 5 tricks. This is match points. So let's have a look. We're going to play the 10 of clubs just to see if we can get fish the jack out. Okay. So West hasn't led small from the jack. So what do we think their lead is? Do we think they've led from 4 low cards? 5 low cards, maybe? Or is it if they got a singleton? Whichever it is. The finesse is basically 50-50. We've got a straight-up guess. I'd be a bit worried about West leading their singleton spade, so I might take the finesse into West here. Not much has gone right for me today, so let's try that and hope for the best. I'm going to play the ace. I'll lead the 10 of spades. And we'll play low and pray. It's not my day today. Last week it went great. We'll draw the last trump because that's how it is. And then we've got the rest of the tricks. We counted that we had the rest of the tricks, so we can claim. Yeah. This Roman keycard Blackwood convention is very helpful. It's certainly something that the improver players should look at. Tells you about the king and queen of spades or king and queen of trumps, which are often just as important as aces, honestly. So let's have a look at the next hand. we've got... Oh, close that. Sorry, something just popped up. Okay, we've got 17 points. Looks like we open a no trump. They've got a long suit in West. Partner told us that they want us to bid 4 hearts, so we bid 4 hearts. Yeah, we're good partners, really. We just do as we're told. Okay. Interesting. So they led the king of clubs. So what do we think their long suit is? It's probably not hearts. It's probably not spades. Could be diamonds or it could be clubs. I think it might be clubs. So we don't want to get too happy trumping clubs. Yeah, remember that trumping in the long hand, those are natural trump tricks. Yeah, if we've got 6 heart tricks and we ruff a club, great, we ruffed a club, but then we've only got 5 heart tricks. So, how do we want to play this here? I think I should ruff the first one. And then we go about this process of drawing trumps, don't we? Now, if we play the queen and play a spade to the ace, we do lose an entry to the north hand to take some diamond finesses. But I want to draw trumps. Oh. Yeah, very good. So trumps were 4-1. So they're going to keep forcing us to ruff clubs to let us for us to try and make our contract. So we're not going to do that ourselves. We're not going to ruff clubs back to dummy because that would only be helping them. I'm going to throw one club away. We can afford to do that. And this queen of spades is quite weird, I must admit. So they turned up with 1 heart. What have they got? 1 heart. We think lots of clubs. They've probably got 3 or maybe 4 spades. So they might only have 2 diamonds here. Anyway, I think the hand kind of plays itself. And then we're going to take a diamond for that. So we've got 1 spade loser. Looks like we're just going to take a diamond. We should probably set the spades up first. That would be a good idea. Yeah. So I'm going to cash the king. Well, that went rather well, didn't it? Okay. So we've made our contract. So what do we know about the West hand? They started with 2 spades, 1 heart, probably 6 clubs. So looks like they've got 4 diamonds here, actually. Let's play the ace of diamonds. The jack dropped. That was good. So I'm going to ruff a club. Maybe we could have exited in diamonds and tried to get another trick. They're probably going to have the king of diamonds and the ace of clubs left. I could certainly be wrong on something like this. We might even get our diamond at the end. Oh, brilliant! That worked out very well. Too well. Maybe the robots are nice after all. Yeah, roughing a club just to remove East's entry. And let's have a look at the shape, shall we? Oh, what was this? Okay. So we were right. We said that they probably had clubs by leading the king. We knew they started with 1 heart because they didn't follow on the second round. Queen Jack Doubleton of spades dropped. We're very happy about that. So 6 clubs, 2 spades, 1 heart. We know they've got 4 diamonds left. So this counting the hand stuff, it's something certainly to get into the habit of. Yeah, I would really want basically everyone to start to get into the habit of, even if it's with a pen and paper, which you're not allowed if you're playing a competitive game. But if you're practicing, you know, have a little social evening with your friends. Lots of my students that I teach, they all have a glass of wine or a few bottles some of the time. And the bridge starts off all right and then slowly deteriorates. Sort of related to the amount of alcohol they consume, I must admit. But they start off, at least for the first hour or two, they're very, very diligent and start to count cards. So if someone shows out of a suit, your left-hand opponent shows out of hearts on the second round, I can then say, I know they started with 1, means I know their opponent started with 4. And if you want to write it down and build the hand shape as you find out, you know, how the suit started, try it. Yeah, it requires a lot of practice, as does most things, really. But yeah, counting hands, it'll help you in the long run. It really will. Other things to count are things like when declarer opens a no trump, limits their points in quite a tight range. You want them, if it's 15-17 or 12-14, if they turn up with 2 aces and a king showing 11 points, you know that they can't have another ace. So if you can't see it in dummy and you don't have it, you can figure out partner's got it. Yeah, things like that. That's where we start with counting. So the last hand of the day, an interesting first bid anyway. We've got 13 points. Partner's normally got 12, could have 11, but we want to play in game again. Yeah. So do we start with 2 clubs? Do we start with 2 hearts? What do we want to do? I'm going to start with 2 clubs. I always bid my longest suit. Sometimes it won't work out very well. As we see here, partner said, we've got a weak no trump, 12 plus points, 14 to 3. Yeah, 11 to 49 card points. So we're going to bid 3 hearts. And now I'm not really sure I want to play in 3 no trump. My hand's very shapely. Yeah, aces are very good for trump contracts, so I'm going to... I don't think that description's right, but I would personally want to be able to bid 4 hearts to show 6-5. The robot seems to think it's slightly weird. Yeah, interesting. So maybe my plan wasn't super good. 3 no trumps does score very well. I'm a bit worried about spades, to be honest. But 3 no trumps scores very well. 5 clubs is a little way off. We might have lots of heart losers. What are we thinking? Partner said they've only got 2 to 3 clubs, so I'll pass, and this is a bit of a gamble. See how it goes. This gamble didn't pay off. Okay. Yeah, be brave. Unfortunately, I'm a bit worried now. Looks like we don't have that many winners. We've got 1 diamond, 1 club, 2 spades is 5. So we might actually be able to make this contract if we can get the hearts right. Whether we can or not is a different matter. We're a bit forced to take this. So how can we play the heart suit for 5 tricks? We need 5 tricks from the suit. How can we going to play it? This is the last one, so take a little bit of time here. Because if we don't get 5 tricks from the heart suit, that's going to be the end of the hand. There is technically another line. Diamonds could be 4-4, and the king of clubs could be with West, and then we should play a club towards the queen. But it still might not work out fantastically. Yeah, if West does have the king, they can actually play it and play a spade. We win our ace and we go, oh, we've got all of these club tricks, but we can't access them because the suit's blocked with singleton queen in north opposite ace to 5. So even the club plays a bit flawed. Certainly 4 hearts is the correct spot. What do we think then? We could take some finesses. That's one possibility. The other possibility is, queen doubleton in either hand. It's certainly what I'm going to play for. It may not be correct, but if you have an idea of what you're playing for, that's good. So the 10's a great card to see. It means that West might have started with queen 10. If they've only got the 10, East has got queen to 4, we're probably never making this contract. So we'll cash the king, cash the ace, and hope that West is going to play the queen under the ace. Boo. Was the 10 just to give us some false hope here? Probably. Probably need to cash the spade as well. Oh, I'm very tired. Sorry, guys. It's not making anyway, but we might be in for a bit of a tough time now. We'll cash our hearts and throwing away diamonds. Interesting. We'll play a club towards the queen. As we can see, that they'd hop in with the king. We've seen the queen of diamonds. Have we seen the 10 of diamonds? I don't think it can do us too much harm, actually. We started with 5 spades. This hand threw 1. Go on, we'll see. Oops. See, clubs won't come in anyway. We've still got a club trick, hopefully. There we go. I was right. Okay, so 1 off. We had our 8 tricks. We took them in the end. In practice, there wasn't a way to make the contract, so I don't feel so bad. Probably 4 hearts will be a great result, but what are we going to do? Certainly not my day-to-day. I was... lots of things that I tried didn't come off. We'll see how we did. 52.5. Yeah, we knew the bad boards. Yeah, we got the spade finesse wrong in 6 spades, so that one was slightly below average. 3 no trump didn't score very well, and passing out that board only got 34%. So, yeah, as you play a bit more, well, if you start playing at a club or in a competitive environment, anyway. When I first started, it was 30% was my score for the whole evening. And I was there for a little bit when I first started. And then slowly, you climb up the table. And what you struggled with 6 months ago, you're getting right now. Certainly, This was lots of things went wrong here, and we were still above 50%. Yeah, so getting the simple boards right, the fundamental boards right, means that you can make an odd mistake or two, and you can still have an above average set. Okay, I think that's it for this week. Glad to have you all, and hope to see you next week. Again, send any feedback to hello@learnbridge.com. That way I'll see it, Bajir will see it, and we can improve the session and hope to grow it and make sure you're enjoying it. So thanks very much. Thanks, Jane. Roman keycard count cards, not sheep. Well, yeah, some of the bridge books that you can get might send you to sleep. They're good, but a bit dry. Thanks, Babs. Thanks, Bernard. Thanks, Marion. Hope to see you all here next week. Bye, everyone. Take care. Have a good week.